Taliban has announced a new caretaker government 3 weeks after it took over Afghanistan. The cabinet includes a man named on the FBI's most wanted list. The American agency posted a $6.8 million reward for information leading to the arrest of Sirajuddin Haqqani, who has been appointed the acting Interior Minister. Interim Prime Minister Mullah Hassan Akhund will lead the new government, while a Taliban co-founder will work as his deputy. There does not appear to be any non-Taliban members of women appointed to the lineup. Let's bring in our US contributor Michael Ware now to talk about the events of the last 24 hours in Afghanistan. First of all, some quite dramatic scenes have emerged overnight. Michael, good to see you, by the way, of gunfire being used to break up a women's protest in Kabul. A sign that things haven't really changed.
Well, there was also similar scenes coming out of the western city of Herat, and no, it is a sign that things have not changed, because let's not forget, this isn't just Taliban-style crowd control, this is Afghan-style crowd control. This is the way it was done under the Western-backed government, and this is the way it's continuing to be done under this new Taliban regime. There is one particular point to be made, though, and at least in lip service, the Taliban has identified this and says that they're aware of it. You know, the vast majority of their fighters are young men and boys from the most far-flung rural villages. And so they really have no experience in crowd control or any kind of policing. They've had no training with regard to any of the roles that they're now currently being expected to carry out. And so the Taliban itself has said, look, we know we need to train these guys. How much that's an expression of the Taliban's self-awareness of its lack of readiness to govern, and how much that's really an illumination of what the Taliban's really like is yet to be seen.
And just still related to Afghanistan too, there were some interesting pictures that Annalise brought to us throughout the morning, actually, of President Biden being heckled in New Jersey. I think they were Donald Trump supporters anyway. Well, at least they had Trump signage in the front of their property, but still goes to show that, you know, there's quite a feeling of discontent on the streets when it comes to his handling of Afghanistan.
Well, look, you know, good on these people for exercising their right to protest. That's something that should be cherished and people should celebrate. But look, quite frankly, their demonstration, their protests, are more based in ignorance than reality, and speak more, I think, to their pain and their frustration, which is understandable. I mean, one of the guys was saying, you know, I lost my best friend at fighting in Afghanistan in 2011. What did he die for? Well, you know what? You know, most of America feels the same way. 54% of Americans just last week were polled and said they don't think the war was worth fighting for. And, you know, so this guy and the other protester are kind of in a very tiny group, which is only about 17% of Americans currently say that they want American troops to stay in Afghanistan.